So.
What the fuck is this shit?
Get your ass down here.
Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
Well. Hey guys, Colin Zafke here, and welcome once again. We're back. Welcome to the CO visit. And as always, well, don't have my trusty coffee today, but I got my trusty soda. It's a pretty hot day, so I didn't want to drink coffee. So, sorry, the next one. How you guys been? Well, right away, right off the bat, what I want to get out of the way here is, a lot of people are going to say, I told you so. I knew you'd be back. I thought you retired. Yeah, this, that. Yeah, I did. Okay, I did. And as you can see, there was absolutely nothing going on that was going to bring me back. Okay, and the reason why I'm back, which I'll explain in a second, is not because of the annual meeting. It's not because of the 2 new governing body members. None of that. Okay? I don't give a shit. I heard about it. I saw some videos, watched it. Okay. We all know how that is. We know what's going on there. Whoever they want to choose for their leadership, whatever, we know what's behind all that. Neither here nor there for me. No. That wasn't going to make me come out of retirement, especially after I took off my channel's name. I erased all the videos. Okay, I wasn't doing it half-assed. Because if I had everything sitting there, all the videos sitting there, it'd just be a matter of time before, I looked at something and I ended up making another video. I was done, guys. I was done, literally. This is much more personal, of course. And you know what? None of us can really just walk away from the whole XJW experience and this community and everything that's going on, as long as we're still connected to the organization in some way, as long as it keeps affecting us. And in my case, it is definitely still a part of my life. You guys know from all the videos I made before, all the stories about my family, my brothers, my kids, all that mess. Well, the reason why I decided to come back happened this past Friday night into Saturday morning, just this past weekend. Today, by the way, is Monday, October 28th, so that gives you a frame of reference. Went to bed relatively early, as usual, and I woke up around about 11:30-ish, 11:45, somewhere in that area. It was getting close to midnight, and I picked up my phone, looked at it, and I had a message. I opened it, and it was my daughter, Cosette. And you guys know all about that whole situation, what happened there. It's kind of a long story. So I'm kind of wishing now, in retrospect, I hadn't erased all those videos, because that one might be kind of relevant right now. But long story short, I was married once in the past, and had 2 daughters from that first marriage. Got divorced in 2014, and a bunch of things went on and things happened, and as they will in divorces. I'm living in a completely different area now of Honduras, Central America. This is where I live now, 22 years now. And they had moved over here to the city that I'm in for a very short time, which was hell on earth because of my ex-wife. Um, Borderline personality. I think with that, I don't need to say anymore. Okay, that's narcissist uh, level God. Okay, anyway. So after that whole mess, we had a really messy couple of lawsuits, court appearances, and then, well, I tried to get custody of them. I lost, and they completely shredded my reputation and all that. Ended up moving back to the city that they're from originally. And so my daughter, Cosette, who is 16 going on 17 now, she got baptized living there with her mother's family, who are pretty much all witnesses, when she was around 9 or 10 years old. They did it behind my back. Nobody asked me about it. Nobody included me in on it. They just did it. And next thing I know, like a year later, oh yeah, I already got baptized. And I found out about it that way. Nobody asked me permission. Nobody included me at all in that situation. I knew it wasn't going to be good because I did not want my daughters, either of them. Thankfully, my oldest daughter, who right now in December will be turning 20 years old. She's 20 years old. She never got baptized, thank goodness. But my younger daughter did, unfortunately, and I did not want that path for her. And Cosette is far too free-spirited. She's very talented. She can paint, she can draw, she can dance, sing. I mean, she just has all these talents, and she's great with math, and just, wow, you know. I knew that wasn't going to work. Well, that went on for several years, her experiment being a witness. And so basically, you know, her family really didn't have any moral ground to be telling her she had to be a witness. They were basically forcing her to do it. They had to go to meetings. They had to do this, had to do that. When all the while, one of her uncles, who lives there near them, used to be an elder, got disfellowship because he cheated on his wife. Okay? Another uncle, just recently, about a month ago, who was an elder as well, cheated on his wife, disfellowshipped. Okay? But I don't care, guys. I could care less. But I'm just saying, morally, hey, you know, you don't have a leg to stand on if you're going to be forcing somebody else to be a part of that religion. Okay? Another uncle of hers ended up getting disfellowship because he was dating a non-witness. Okay? What the witnesses call worldly. He got disfellowship. Never came back. He's still there and everything, but he's never made an effort to go back to the congregation. Got married to her. You know, they go out drinking. They do all this stuff. Whatever. Another uncle of hers, who used to be a witness, got disfellowship. He was married, cheated on his wife. They got divorced because he had a child out of wedlock and all this stuff. And okay. So anyway, back to the message. So I saw the message and it was like around 9 o'clock. I was already asleep. Hey, I go to bed early. I have to get up early for work, and usually by Friday, like, you know, Saturday, I like to sleep in a little bit. I was out cold. I saw the message. By this time, like I said, it was almost midnight. I sent her a message back and said, hey, Cosette, sorry, you know, I was asleep. Are you okay? I didn't know what was going on. You know, you get a message at night. It's kind of nerve-wracking as a parent. And a couple minutes later, she answered me back. She was up, I guess. I don't know. I know now why. She said that she's fell in love with this guy. I know about it. She told me all about it. I've been keeping up on what's been going on in her relationship with him, and he's a little bit older. Everything's good. Everything's cool. Good family. Everything's nice. Her mom knows about it. It's all cool. But, you know, she's been riding the fence. She's been wanting to basically make everybody happy. She's trying to play it off like she's a witness, but she's also going out with this guy who's not a witness. In fact, he's Catholic and his family are, they're devout Catholics, and she's been to several masses with him. She's not opposed to going. She's like, oh, I'm not going to be Catholic. I mean, I talked to her about that. You guys know as well, I had a past with Catholicism after I left the Jehovah Witnesses. Several years, I went to the Catholic Church and all that, but it didn't work out for obvious reasons. And I just talked to her about that and said, hey, are you going to be able to work that out? Or, are you sure that's what you want to do? And this and that. Well, no, don't worry, Dad. Okay. So she was just like, my family, the rest of my uncles, my aunt, they all found out about it. They want me to stop seeing him. They talked to my mom and, they want me to, go to the meetings and this and that. And she's like, I'm done with this. I'm done. And she was all worried, like, oh man, they're probably talking about me. What do they think about me and this and that? And I said, listen, daughter, listen, Cosette. I said, now you got to grow up a little bit. These are some of these hard decisions. It's a hard decision. I know it's very tough, especially when you're a kid, you're a teenager. It's very hard, but you know what? Might as well make the decision now before you get more into it, before you get more invested emotionally. Might as well get it over with. And I told her, you got to stop fence sitting. That's why, guys, you guys all know, I don't need to say it again, okay, where my position is on the whole PMO and all that kind of stuff. I don't go for that, okay? You're going to make a decision, get it over with. You can't escape the consequences. It's going to bring hurt. It's going to bring pain. You can't avoid it, okay? You can't avoid it. So I just told her, I said, I think, Cosette, I said, what the real question you should be asking here is not what they think about you or what they're saying about you. Rather, what do you think about the example they're giving? They want to force you to be a part of this religion, which none of them right now are really following. All of your 4 uncles and your 1 aunt, which is all the family of my ex-wife, her brothers and sisters, including their mother, okay, with the exception of my ex's sister, okay, they're all disfellowshipped, okay? They're all disfellowshipped because they wanted to go bang somebody else, some other woman other than their wife. Okay, I'm just telling it like it is, okay? Like I said, I mean, hey, shit happens. Life happens. Who am I to speak, right? But that happens. But them wanting to force her to go down that path, and she has to give up everything, and she has to sacrifice her talents, and for what? For what? They didn't. Her 1 uncle that married the worldly girl, after all his holier than thou and judging everybody else, and I met her, she's a nice girl, whatever, and that's fine. That's fine. But after all of that, he married the antithesis of everything that he preached about before. This girl who's very free-spirited, tattoos, drinks, does all this stuff, and it's like, well, dude, what was all this bullshit before then? If you're just going to go and you married a girl like that anyway, why all the bullshit? You see, the cognitive dissonance that witnesses have is so monstrous. It's just unbelievable. And then they go and do whatever they want anyway, and they still have the balls to sit there, even as a pomie, physically out, mentally in, which, as I said before, guys, in my videos, is the absolute most pathetic, the worst state you can be in. Being outside of the organization with no intentions of returning, and yet you still defend them. I mean, what the fuck? Really? I mean, be honest with yourself. Holy cow. And so I told her, what do you think about them? And she was like, wow. She's like, yeah, you're right. They have no moral ground to tell me anything. So I said, yeah. So I said, okay. So, and she was all worried, oh, I'm going to get disfellowshipped. I said, well, yeah, you probably will, because you know what? According to the elder's manual, And it's not just once, it's several times now. You've gone to another church, and of all churches, the Catholic Church, that's like the cardinal sin. That's apostasy. Okay, just so as you know, that's apostasy. And you probably get disfellowship, but you know what? This is my thing. Don't wait. Beat them to the punch. So I told her, go disassociate yourself. Don't worry about the letter, all that. You have the number of the elders from your congregation? Yep, okay. Send them a text message. As soon as the text message is gone, block them, you're done. So I had her, as soon as you send the message, block them and story over. So she wrote a rough draft and then she sent it to me first, okay? And which is part of the thumbnail that you saw there. That was the actual final draft. That's actually the final draft that she sent me. Because the first one that she wrote, granted, I don't expect her to know how to do any of this. Nobody knows. Thank God she has me. It was a little bit too apologetic. It was too, I don't want to associate with the witnesses anymore because I don't feel that I meet the, requirements anymore and I can't continue. I said, no, it sounds like you're guilty of something. You're not. I said, you haven't done anything wrong. Let's get that out of the way right now. You have not done anything wrong. It's not a sin to fall in love with somebody. It's not a sin to change your religion or your beliefs or any of that. Okay? But I said, first of all, get that language out of your message because listen, the organization is very legalistic. Okay? That's why in the headquarters in Bethel, they have a whole department called the legal department, right? So you have to be legal as well. So I said, get rid of that. You're going to say that you want to disassociate from being one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And first of all, you're going to go right to the jugular. And you're going to say, number one, nobody in my family has the moral ground to tell me the contrary or to obligate me to be a part of this religion. Number two, I told her, you need to give them a legal precedent and put that in the message so that they know you're not messing around. We're going to fight fire with fire here. Okay? So I gave her excerpt, basically, from the Universal Treaty of Human Rights, which Honduras abides by, supposedly, and they signed it. They signed that treaty, so they follow that. And Article 18, you can look this up if you want on the internet. Article 18 talks about that each person has the freedom to express their opinions and to change their religion, to change their belief system, and to express those new beliefs and worship and collectively or individually and all of that, okay? Without prejudice and without discrimination for that decision, okay? So I said, you're gonna put that in there. You're gonna say, based on the Article 18 of the Universal Treaty of Human Rights, says the following, blah, 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 blah. So this is my right. I would appreciate it if you no longer contacted me. Respect my decision because this is final. Sincerely, Cosette Zafke. She sent it, blocked, end of story. So guys, needless to say, last Friday I didn't sleep that night. I was up pretty much all night, wondering what was going to happen the next day when she wrote that up, when she was going to send it, and thinking about everything. Why? It's always the predominant question in my mind. Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to go through this kind of stuff? This is nothing. This doesn't exist for other people. Having to go through all of this just because you want to go to a different church, or just because maybe you don't want to believe in God anymore, or whatever your decision is on the belief front or the faith front, having to go through all this, getting expelled, shunned, losing your friends, your family. Why? Why does this organization do this? Why? And I'm saying this rhetorically, guys. We all know why, but I'm just saying, it's just, you don't have to tell me, I was born into it. I spent better almost 35 years of my life. Why? In the past 10 years, thank goodness, well, I'm 43 years old now. And yet I still have to live my life every day with that little nagging voice in the back of my head, always, about the witnesses. That's why I can't walk away, guys. I can't just walk away. As long as this is happening to my own daughters, as long as they're going through this stress, they're going through this anxiety, fear of what's going to happen now, what are they going to do, how are they going to treat me, people that they trust, people that they love, that they count on. And you guys know about my two brothers who are staunch witnesses that I've not heard from, not a word, in over 15 years, And speaking about that, just the other day, and this was pretty tough. It was pretty tough. So my daughter, Cosette, unbeknownst to me, I never knew that she had the Instagram of one of my brother's wives, because my brothers, they have stayed off of social media all these years. They have nothing. So I knew absolutely nothing about that. I'd never even seen them, a picture, anything. The last image I have of them was nearly 20 years ago. And I asked her, and she said, yeah, she had the Instagram of the wife. And so I said, can you go in there if you have any pictures? I just wanted to see them. That's it. Guilty as charged. They're my brothers. I wanted to see them. I wanted to see if they're okay, if they're alive. What do they look like now? And you know what? I was just blown away. I was blown away. It's like being in a coma, waking up from a coma of 20 years, where all of your ideas, the concept you have of people is from that time period. And all of a sudden, bang, you're thrown into the present. And you see people older all of a sudden and just with no anesthesia, And I saw my brother's picture and it was just like, I almost didn't recognize him. I was like, oh my God, he looks so different. We're all getting older. I mean, my brother is, 45, 46 now. And my oldest brother is pushing 50 now. He must be 48, 49, I'm 43. And it was just a shock, but what really made me sad, I'd made some videos before wondering about, since one of my brothers, my oldest brother, just pulled up stakes and sold everything and moved his family from Minnesota out to Arizona, which was pretty radical. And I thought maybe he was doing that as maybe they were fading. I thought maybe they were fading, or maybe they wanted to get away from the congregation and be able to just fade. And well, until I saw those pictures and came crashing back to earth, because I saw there were a couple of pictures very recently from district convention, or I don't know what the fuck they call it now, regional conventions or whatever. They're always changing the lingo. I could see the captions they wrote. Oh, here we are at the such and such regional convention. We're so excited to be sharing the new loving arrangements that Jehovah has for us. And I'm just like, And I was like, man, I should have known better. I should have known better. Naive old me, as always. Wishful thinking, I thought maybe because we shared the same blood, they would have had the same sense as I do. But I guess they're just as steeped in it as they were before. Even more so now from what I see, because it was so, just like pre-recorded Watchtower by, lingo bullshit. Oh, we're so excited to share this new, loving arrangements that Jehovah has with everyone we can talk to in the ministry and this and that. And I'm just like, man. Anyway, so that's what's going on, guys, right now. But pretty momentous thing that my daughter Cosette just disassociated herself. She wants to get out of there for about a month or so, just to kind of let everything calm down. So I told her to come over here where I live, It's about 3 hours away. So we got to set that up. Hopefully it'll work out. If she does, this will be the first time, long time coming. I want to have her on the channel here and talk to her and interview her and just kind of have a conversation so you guys can see Cosette as well. Live with me here talking. I think that'd be pretty awesome. And, I just want to tell everybody, I hope this video gets out to everybody. I hope you come back to the channel. Don't worry. Just because I said in the beginning, it wasn't the reason why I came back. I will talk about the annual meeting in another video and, the new anointed kings. So we now have, for the first time, 2 Gen X governing body members. So anyway, welcome back, guys. And I missed everybody out there. I hope you missed me. I knew it wasn't the same without me. Of course, without the CO visit, what are you guys gonna do? There's only one Colin. God broke the mold when he made me, baby. So just want to give a shout out also. I hope y'all watched all the way through the end of this video, okay? But shout out to some of the new ones out there that I saw, in particular, El Reno and her channel, okay? She's very new and she's out there battling it up and making some great videos, helping the XJW women, which I think is very good, and I think we need more of that. And if you haven't seen those videos, go over to her channel, subscribe, watch it, because, wow. Very compelling story, very powerful, very touching. And you know what I just instantly loved about her and that channel, and I'm saying this professionally and as a friend, don't take it any other way. Just the realness, just like me. The rawness, the realness, no fancy bells and whistles and editing and all of that. Just raw emotions, her points of views, her opinions, and her stories. And that's what we need more of, guys. Less entertainment and more real, raw people. Okay? So we're going to have more coming up, guys. We're going to get back into the swing of things here. More live streams. Everything, right? Just like before. So welcome back. Thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe. If you're not already, and if you know the 10 or so people that left since I was gone, go find them. Tell them to come back. Okay? And I'll see you in the next CO visit.